during the whole bathroom thing, it was, I mean, anecdotal, but we certainly had extended offers. I mean, Carolina, obviously, and other campuses to particular faculty we were seeking that they, ended up not being able to snag because of it. So I do think, this does have consequences as people think about, particularly the best folks have, a lot of options. And so, if you're picking one state over the other. And frankly, North Carolina has lagged in terms of faculty pay as well. So, if you're just looking at the various factors, high controversy and lower salary, might be not as attractive.
Yeah, I mean, I think Margaret's right. I think it's a combination of factors that we should worry about, and certainly compensation is one of them because we have fallen way behind. I mean, we haven't even kept up with inflation when inflation wasn't a problem, much less nowadays. And I think there is the risk, however, right now, and I think we're seeing it play out where the best and the brightest aren't necessarily as eager to come to the North Carolina system as perhaps they once were. They're more guarded in their view of the system, and part of that is, we show up in the Chronicle all the time, whether it's right or wrong, and no matter whether you get to the bottom line of the facts or not, the perception is our university is more political nowadays than it used to be, and it's getting increasingly political. That's the view sort of from the outside world, I think. And when faculty think of that, it's that may not be where they want to spend their careers and do their work, because they don't want to have their work shut down or be criticized because their work goes in a particular direction. So, and I think we've seen that some of our campuses have lost the ability, both, as Margaret says, to bring on new, highly talented, highly sought after faculty who've chosen to go elsewhere. But we've also seen some of our faculty begin to look and to other institutions and move. I mean, there are a fair number that when they can, they move over to the dark side. I mean by that, the dark blue. You can take it for what it is. But it's because of pay in some instances, but often it's because of the sense and the belief that a private institution is maybe a better environment nowadays to do your work. But I do think the perception of our university has changed, and that will, over time, have an impact on who we're able to recruit.
Yeah.
Well, and it's other public systems too. I mean, I've been party to and heard a lot of it. The shenanigans get used against you in this highly competitive. I can think of a number of examples where people have left. Particularly Chapel Hill, to go to other places because of the shenanigans.
Yeah,
and it gets used as a talking point against the system.
Yeah, and I think it's what we also have to keep in mind is the public universities of this country are the place where the most credentials are received. That's where more students get their degrees than all the privates put together. And so this is critical to the education of our students going forward. And why is that critical? Because that is the workforce that we're trying to prepare for tomorrow's economy. And so public universities have an amazingly critical role to play in terms of our economy and our future. And I think that requires top faculty. And if we begin to lose that, we're gonna pay a price as a nation.